Hello guys, good morning. So let's begin with our new topic, authentication. Okay. So what is authentication, right? Here inside the Express server, you will find authentication topic. Okay. So authentication allows user to sign in, sign out of website. Okay. Sign in, sign out. You also do sign up. First, you do sign up, right? You just create account, then you're gonna sign in. Once you sign in, then there will be a button for going out, sign out. It ensures that user can only access their own data and not someone else, right? See, once you authenticated, it ensures the website. It ensures that you can only access your data and not other people. So the data in the website, in the website there are some public page. Okay, anyone can visit. Some page are restricted to the owner, the person who has created the account, right? So other people cannot go to your Facebook account and add the post from your account. They cannot do. Okay, they must log in with their your email ID password, right? Must be authenticated before they are allowed to post in your account. Okay, so that's why we always keep our username password secret, right? So what we learned here, authentication, basic of authentication, right? We can talk about JSON web token maybe next class, but hopefully today also a little bit, right? Authorization header. So once you authenticated, right? Once you provide username password, then the website will returns with the token, okay? And that token is stored in the header, right? We're gonna talk about this authorization header. Custom authentication middleware, okay? So sometimes we gonna use our middleware function, right, to authenticate someone. Okay, so I visit, let's say, about page. In my website I visit about page, right? And if I have to, I need authentication there, then I can pass the middleware. So we learned middleware yesterday, right? The function which runs before going to the next function, right? So that before function, the first function will handle the authentication part. Okay, it will check, okay, this is me, right? I'm the right person. Now you can go to the next page, okay, or next function. Look at the we can look at the local storage. In our case here, we can store our session or maybe our token inside the local storage, right? We can do that also. So these are the few things we're gonna do. Bank example I talked earlier, but authentication workflow, right? Similar to bank. Okay, opening bank account follows a simple process. These are the process for opening the bank account. You visit the bank and provide your details. Fill out the form, right? The bank issue you a checkbook as a proof of identity. So your account can be accessed. Your account property can be accessed by the proof, that is check, right? Your check. So you're gonna sign the check of $10 or $100, right? So bank know, okay, this checks belongs to you and the signature is your, right? Bank can verify that. And once they verify, then your friend can get the $10, right? So whenever you want to transfer money, you write a check and submit to the bank. Okay. Bank verifies your check to confirm your identity, right? Before processing the transaction. Good. Similarly, in authentication, user provide credential. So credential means username, password. Then the website will return with the token like checkbook, right? And use it to access protected resources. So like my profile, I can only access once I am verified, right? My credentials are checked, verified, and only on that basis I will be able to access my resources. So I hope that is clear enough. Now, basic auth, right? So in the very base term, okay, in the very basic term, right? how authentication work. So we gonna need a server, right? So we will create a server. Then we're gonna uh, once we have server, we're gonna maybe store our once you log in or sign up, right? Once you sign up, you want to store the information. So we're gonna use for now. We don't have database. We're just gonna use in our local memory in the variable within the array, right? So once you sign up, that's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna try to generate a token, because once you sign up, right, you want either you can just during the sign up you can generate token, or during the login, once you log in, username password, right, you can generate the token if username password is correct. Okay, so we're gonna just use simple function to generate some kind of token right now. We are doing all this manually, right? Okay, I mean, we are just trying to mimic, or we are trying to copy how authentication is done, right, in the very basic level. And then, yeah, this is a sign in. After sign up, you're gonna sign in, log into the website, right? So you're gonna send the username, password, and all those things. And then once that is done, uh, we're gonna use our postman, our client, right, to test the endpoint. Okay, so that is all we're gonna do in today class. uh, okay, let's continue here. So basic auth. So we need our server, right? uh, okay guys, so how we create a server? We are in the node application. We just have to do npm init. That's why initialize your node project. Initialize means create the package JSON file, right? Then we're gonna install express. Npm install express. Also I will install what was that, express and the node mon, because I don't want to keep running my, or always keep writing node index.js. I don't want to do. So better to install this node mon and then use that, right? Okay, once I have installed express and node mon, you can see here node module added. I can go ahead and create index.js file, uh, and I'm going to import express, right? So I want to import express from express. Okay, this will not work. Why? Because I must change to module, right? So type will be module. By default it is common.js. If you can leave it common.js, right, then you have to do this way: const express equal to require and express, right? That's what you have to do. Every module or every library you're going to use, you have to require it in this way. Okay, so I will move to uh, module. All right, done. So I'm going to import now, right? Import express from express. Once once I import express, I can execute the code, right? So const app equal to execute or run the function express. Okay, then it will return me with the object stored in the variable app. Now I can use that app, right, to do all my express functionality. Okay, so first I'm going to listen to the port. When I do localhost 3000, it should, I mean, I can just put 3000 here, right, the number. Or you can store in the later, you can store in the env variable, environment variable. But for now we just keep it like this. So I'm going to call the port. This will work. Okay, this is going to work, right? But just to verify if this port is running or not, if you have the port number, that is true, then you can call the callback function. Okay, after, right, second one will be callback function. And here I will console.log, and I can say uh, server is running on port like that. Okay, so I just added the port here, right? So if I go now and then run npm or node, okay, node index.js, and you see server is running on port 3000. So it's running now. Once our server is running, right, we can go ahead and start creating the different route. Okay, so how we create route? Before we create route, I want to add the middleware. Why? Because maybe we're gonna pass the data, right, object. Okay, so you to parse, to receive the, or to let, or to access in the server, to get access to that object data, let this middleware run first. So after running this, right, you can access the object. Okay, you'll see later, right? We're gonna send the object here. Now first thing is sign up, right? So I can say app dot post sign up. You're gonna create something, and I mean, we can write here. Let's call it users, right? Yeah, this is the users. That's fine. Or maybe I just use whatever I have here. So we have done that. We have done all this, right? We have done up to this point. Create in memory database. So when you sign up, we have to store the user who is sign up, right? So we're gonna store in local here. Let's store inside this array. So done. Uh, let's go side by side. So no too much refresh here. So next thing is start writing the uh, basically routes, right? So localhost 3000 slash sign up. I think that will be the better. Users maybe slash sign up, or maybe just sign up, right? That is a better one. Sign up. Okay. So when I say localhost 3000 slash sign up, in this route, we're gonna work with the sign up. You gonna request and response object always, right? So how you receive the data, right? Let's say there is a website form. You fill out that form, you submit that data. How you gonna receive here? So that will be inside request dot body. Okay. This request dot body is the data of your information. I mean data, right? You're gonna send username and password, or email and password. Okay. This will give you the object. So I'm gonna destructure that object, right? Like this. And I will say username and password. Okay, this one. So I have username, password, right? Now from the request body, someone, you see, someone go to this route localhost 3000 slash sign up and send the username and password, and I can receive as an object. I can destructure it. I mean, you can call it like users, like this, right? User, this is this user is nothing but the object. Okay, and it has, you can say user dot username, right, and user dot password. But by just writing long, by not writing long, right, you just destructure it, call it username and the password, like that. So once we have done that, right, now we are trying to, before we send this username and password inside here, like this, once you store in this format, right, before we do that, we must check if this user already exists inside here, we must check, because you don't want to create same email id you don't want to sign up, right, with the same email id many times. You don't want to do that, so we have to check. Okay, we're gonna check. So let's do that. Const existing user, right, equal to, so we will check inside this array users dot find, and we have used the find method before, right? Callback function here, user dot username. We're gonna check the username is equal to the username we just received from the website. So inside this object, we check user.username is equal to this username we just received. Is that true? If that happened, right, then what we're gonna do? Okay, so we're gonna check. I mean, you're gonna find something here. You're gonna find or maybe not, right? So if you find, let's say if there is the user, right? If there is the new user object, then you have to return. Just return it. You don't want to create new user again, right? So return by sending the response to the client. Okay, the status will be 400, and then after that I'm going to pass the JSON message, right? And the message is basically user already exists, right? User already exists. Okay, like that. So if there is no user, then we're gonna move to the next step here, and then we say now save, right? Let's save this to save to the users, save the user, right? Save to the save user. Okay, save user or save the new user, right? Okay. So here, I mean, this is our storage. In the future, this will be replaced with your database. You're gonna send this user to the database. For now, I will just say users dot push with array, right? And you push the object, username, comma, password. That is all, right? Once we finish with that, we're gonna move to the next line, and then we return maybe some information. So res.json, and just send the message. Even we can send the like status, right? Success. So you can say status. The success status is, I think, 201, and then send the JSON message also, right? Here message will be, I'm just sending object. Okay, in that object property name is message, and you can say you are signed up successfully. Okay, successfully, right? Like that. So done. Our sign up, simple username password sign up is finished. Okay, see this route we're gonna test later. The next route will be login, right? So extract username password from the request, check if user already exists. We have done that, and store in the memory. So we extract here, then we check if that exists. If there is true, there is object, right, of the user, then we return. We don't want to create new data. We just return from this function. Okay, else we go back here, and if there is no user, then we just gonna push this new user to the our store here, and yeah, and then send the status, some message. Okay, let's generate the token. Now next thing is you're gonna sign in, right? When you once the sign in is success, you want to generate a token and send to the user. So simple function. Okay, I'll just copy this and explain. This is simple function, right? I'm sure by doing all that JavaScript exercise, This will be easy to understand. Okay. Generate token function, simple function, right? Here is a variable inside the function. See, when I call this generate token function, when I call that function, what will I get, right? It will characters. See, here is all the characters, small letter, capital letter, and maybe number 1 to 9. I create an empty token now. I will loop through this character, right? Or maybe no need to loop, just 32 character, okay? 32 numbers. You don't have to do the length. You just go I less than 32, I plus plus, right? So this is a for loop. Uh, Now this I will run how many times? This I will be start from 0 until 31, right? When I becomes 32, it will stop, okay? So every time, remember that, every time what gonna happen, right? I mean, just look at the length here, okay? Or even you can do the, like, what you can do, right? No, it's okay, that's fine. Let's create a long token, okay? That's fine. Let's create a long 32 character token, right? So the thing is, I want to get A, sometimes K, sometimes O, sometimes P, right? 32 times. From this value, I'm gonna get 32 times this character and store in this variable. So token plus equal to this characters square bracket and the key. What is the key now? Math that floor, math that random number. So random, see, this random number will give from 0 to 99, 0 to 0.99, right? Less than 1, always. I'm sure you know the random number, right? So inspect this, and let's say I will just call math dot random function. Every time I will get something like this. Okay. Every time I call, I will get something new, right? I'm just gonna get random number from 0 till 0.99. Okay. So if I go back here and multiply with the character length, this length. So this, I'm not sure how many here, right? But just imagine, you can copy and put here, but just imagine this is maybe 40, 30, whatever, right? You multiply with 30 like that. Okay. If you do that and then make the let's say you get maybe, you know 30 point or 26 point something. You want 26, the whole number, right? That's why you pass this whole point characters inside math that floor, okay, function. You always gonna get, see, you get 16.599. You want 16 only, okay? 8, right? You want 8 only, 2 only, right? 22 only, okay? 18 only, 14 only, right? 25 only you want. So when you do math that floor, it will take the lowest value. It's 25. Okay. So now you have 25. Let's say you pass 25 here, right? Character square bracket 25. The index. So in the index 25, that character will be added to the token. So from 1 until this length, you will keep getting the new character. How many times? 32 times. So you have the token ready to go now, right? When this for loop ends, you have this long character string or long character or a long string, right? So this function is gonna be helpful for creating the token, because when someone log in, right, what happens? You gonna generate the token, and that token is like the validator, right? Or that token acts like a uh, key, okay, for that person to verify all the time. So we got the token. Fine. Let's go back now and we understand this function. Now it's time to create sign in route. So I will say app dot post sign in, right? Again, process is same thing. Callback function. You're gonna get request and response object. uh, when you sign in, you will fill out the form, username, password, right? So let's extract that. Const, same thing, request dot body, right? You're gonna get that data in the body, okay, of the request. Re- this is an object, and inside there is a property called body, and that body holds our data. So now check if the user exists or not, because if the user is not inside, if the user is not inside this data, right, inside this array, then there is no point to move forward for login, okay, no point. So check if the user exists, right? So how you check that? Just use the find method, const user equal to, from the users array, that is our data, find, and it will take a callback function, right, each user, and we're gonna check if this user dot username matches to the username we just received from the body. If that true, then it will return that object, that user object stored in this variable, okay? So if user, right, if there is user, then only you want to add, see, this user is the object, okay? It's like this, username is, let's call it robot, right? And the password, maybe R123, right, like that, okay? See, so you get the point, right? This is our object, for example. Inside, I'm gonna generate the token and just add the token now, right? Token, colon, whatever the token we're gonna generate here, okay? So if there is a user, then inside that user object, put the token now. That's what we're gonna do. So let's do that. So user object dot token equal to generate token function. We just call that function we wrote earlier, right? And then uh, after that, right, we're gonna return. Okay, we just gonna make it like sign in successful, because there is a user received the token also, right? And that's it. So rest dot json, and we're gonna say message. So sign in successful, right? Sign in sign successful, like that. Okay, and then you can also return, maybe, yeah, we can, let's return the token, right? Give the token, okay? User dot token. I'm saying user dot token. Just look at here. When I say dot, this object, okay, the user is, I show you earlier, is the object, and inside there we added the token, right? This one. So now I can say user dot token, okay? I can access that. Else what we do? We're just gonna return, if there is no user, then you can return this, right? Let's return that. I'll just put here, okay? So else rest status 403, invalid user or password, and that is all we have to do, right? So next is, next is basically testing now, right? Testing. So we're gonna do that testing also. We finish our API writing. Let's test. I want to make changes here. What is that? Npm run, maybe development, right? Dev. So node1, I will call the node1, and then let node1 run the index.js always, okay? So what I do, npm run dev, okay? Now my server is running on the port 3000. It's time to check now, right? Let's verify that. All the two API we have, we're gonna check that. I want to bring this on the sideline. No. And then run this Postman. Postman is the API testing client, right? Hello, what is that? Okay, something wrong with my computer. I'm not sure. Hopefully, no. My other computer is already did not work, right? The new computer I bought. It's like a scrap now. But anyway, uh, so I have the Postman. I will do, right? And our server is running. Okay, so maybe we can just use one of these. Just use one of these, right? Something. This from the before. Uh, okay, let's go back here. Fine, I will just work in this one. So you can create, just add new collection, something like that. Give the name. Inside you can work, right? So the post, what we are creating, creates the user, right? So that is post. Okay, post. Inside, what is the URL? Localhost 3000 sign up, right? Sign up. Okay. So just imagine someone want to create account. Localhost 3000 sign up. That is what we're going to do, right? In that case, we have to send the data here. In the body, you're going to send the data. Username is robot and password is 123456, right? Just imagine that. Uh, you can call it JSON here, body JSON, because we're gonna access the JSON data, right? This is JSON data. So we have our server running. This data, when we send, what gonna happen now, right? So you are signed up successfully. See that? Let's try to understand now. So this is the route we call localhost 3000 sign up. It's gonna receive that username password here, right? See, request body. The data we just sent is inside this body. The request object has a body property. Inside you're gonna find this data. You got that now? Now we will check if the user already exists. We're gonna check by using find method. Yeah, if it exists, then we return it. Else, we just push now. So this is the first time, right? So we just push this username. Okay. So right now we just checking the username. Okay, I mean we can test, right? So if I try to, let's say this is the first time, is okay. Now I'm trying to re-sign up again. Let's send this and see what happens. See, user already exists. What happened? This message appear, user already exists, and status is 400. Let's see that 400 bad request. Look at that. Good. So there is a user now. What is the next thing we're gonna do? Now sign in, right? Sign in. So I mean we can add one more here, or let's use the same one. Uh, I mean we can add one more. Let's see. No, I don't want that. Why I'm on this? Not sure why, right? Why this is showing, I'm not sure. But anyway, let's just run it. Sign in also here. I want to add a new create new request. Not WebSocket. We just need to be in HTTP. Oh, same thing I get again. Okay. Fine. So let's go sign in, right? SIGN, sign in. That's the route, correct? Uh, Here. This is just for generating token, okay, nothing else. Localhost 3000 slash sign in. So when I sign in, right? Remember, I have this one in my array inside my storage. Again, it's post because post means what? You're gonna send data from the form. Okay, post is used for sending data to the through the form, right? Same situation here. So let's send this, and you can see now, right? Sign in successful, and your token is this token. So once you have this token, right? Now you can write the. Let's say you sign in successful. This token will be useful for authorizing someone to access any other route, right? So if you have the route, maybe in the future, tomorrow, next time we're gonna talk about that. Let's say you have the app dot get, right? Maybe me route, okay. So if you go localhost 3000 slash me, in that case, we're gonna check, if and only person who is logged in can visit this route. So you have to check first the token. So we can call it maybe, or let's call it token equal to, right? How you can access, get the token? You have to pass that token in the headers, and call it maybe anything. You can call it like this token. Yeah. And the next will be, you again do the same thing, right? If check user, okay. Uh, from how you gonna check, how you gonna verify this token, right? Inside this array, find each user, right? If user there is token already, right? Inside we added the token already, is equal to the token we just received. Is that true? Okay, if that is true, then you just return with the if user, okay. That means the token is there, right? That is correct. Then you just send the response, like rest dot status, send it, 202 success, and JSON. Maybe for now we're just sending this message, right? We have nothing. Okay, welcome to me route, welcome to me route, like that. Okay, and yeah, else you can just, or we can check if no user, right? You can say if no user, then you can put just opposite, okay. We just return it, because if there is no token, you just return. So here you put return, no need to go further, right? 402 or 500, right? Unauthorized, something like that. uh Incorrect credential, right? Credentials, like that, okay. And if success, if there is user, then you can run this status 200 JSON message, welcome to me route, right? That's it. That is all we have to do. So the thing is, because uh, we just update our API, right? And if you go to the me route, you have to send that token, right? So this token, okay, copy that token, right? And you have to go to the header. Oh, accept character set, I think. Maybe, yeah, application JSON, and here we call it token, maybe, right? And put that token, okay. See, and send the request. Let's see if we get the answer or not, right? So we have some issue, 404 not found. Yeah, because we have to that token did not find, right? So not post, the get route, okay. Sorry guys. So incorrect credential, look at that. Why? I mean, we reached to that route, okay? We reached to the route, right? That is okay. But the problem is we just added the new API, the everything refresh again, right? The whole page is, so we have lost our information, okay? So again, start with the post, sign in, sign up, right? That was the first one. Uh, Go to the body, same name, send it, right? Now next will be sign in, right? Send the request. We have that new token here, let's copy that token. And you want to go to the me route now. So that is get me route. See, right now we have only one simple object, right? But in the future, that me route gonna have the whole website, whole page, right? Like whole your blog or maybe everything, your whole Facebook page. So in the header, we can pass the new token here. Let's see if that works. And send request. Okay, it's just giving me some kind of incorrect credential, right? I don't know why. Did I put the correct information here? Yeah, it is okay, right? TOKEN. That's the one I'm trying. No. TOKEN token. That was the name mistake, guys. Now if I send again, it work, right? Welcome to the me route. Look at that. So that means I get access. I am authorized to my web new my page now, right? Okay, I'm authorized. So when you log in, the website will generate this token, and that token will be stored in your cookies, okay, inside your browser, right? Inside your browser, and every time you make request to different page, that token will be sent to the server always to update you or make sure you are the person who is looking the right page, right? To just verify that, okay? So that happens all the time. Every request, that token will be first when you log in, the token will be stored in your browser, here in the browser, right? So if I inspect this in the application, right, it will store here, uh, it will store the token inside this cookies, okay? It will store somewhere here. You're gonna find once you log in, right? And that token will be always sent to the say along with the request, okay? You request about page, the token will be sent to the header, right? Always, okay? So if I click something here, uh, you see some kind of cookies value here, right? Some kind of token also. You see that? So something like this will be stored here to that website, from that website, and it will be always sent, right? Okay, guys. So yeah, that is all. Next class, what is the next topic, right? Let me check quickly. So we will continue, right? We have now that was the very basic of the authentication. Yeah. Now, I mean, here you can see the me route, right? That's the same thing what we just did. Now we're gonna the token versus JSON web token. Okay. See, the token we just generate using generate token function, right? That is done through our function, the manually. Okay. But there is a JSON web token. JSON web token And why JSON web token should be very, I mean, it's better than the normal token, right? Why? How to use that and all those things we're gonna look at in the next class. Okay. And after that, there is the, after, I think you guys should be able to do this right easily. There is index HTML, and then all your routes, uh, you know, try to work through, right? Try to experiment. So if you guys want, if you have time, you want to do this on the weekend, just try yourself, right? Just read through here how to use JSON web tokens and try to get it done, right? Okay. If not, I will explain on the next class. Okay, guys, thank you very much.